is Muhammad Ismail bin Hussein. I am turning 32 this November, and currently I'm a full-time athlete. I heard these stories from my mom, so she was telling me that when she first gave birth to me, everything was fine. So it actually happened on our way back home. She was sitting at the back holding me in her arms. So when we reached home, it was raining. So the taxi driver tried to pass an umbrella. So it actually poked into my left eye. It doesn't seem serious during that point of time. But the next day when I started to open my eyes was rolling everywhere. And that's where my mom get worried and brought me to see the eye doctor.
My name is Thomas. I'm 36. I am an IT executive. Most of the time I do computer stuff in my office. When I was 15, I went to do ophthalmology, but I realized my right eye, I cannot see. So the ophthalmology tell me to go to see eye specialist. That's where I got to know that I was diagnosed glaucoma. It's a eye disease whereby the water pressure will go up that damage the nerves between the eyeball and the brain.
My name is Kalvin。我发生意外在12年前的时候，我在我父亲的家帮忙我父亲收拾衣服的时候，人不小心滑倒，从12楼掉下来，人就变成这样。我完全是 background，就是完全不知道发生任何什么事情，直到我在医院醒来的时候，他们才告诉我说我已经发生了意外，人从12楼掉下来，没有任何的痛苦啊。我有问过我的呢说，这里是几楼？他问我做什么，我讲我想跳多一次，因为真的是，当你可以走的时候，你突然间不可以走，你会有点失去了所有的那些你想要做的事情。example 说了，你走路，你可以走 staircase， 你可以一个楼沟你可以移过去，可是你 on wheelchair 的时候，很多地方你变成有一个局限在那边，变成那边不可以走，那这个地方不可以去。
Initial state when I go there and coach them, honestly I feel so sad for them. They are disabled. We are able-bodied. But after coaching them for about 1-2 months, I realized that it's not what we think. They are much happier than us. We only have TBB1. One are those people that can't even see at all, totally blind. TBB2, they can see a view of not more than 50 degrees. And TBB8 are those wheelchair-borne.
There are things that I cannot do anymore. I used to do swimming. I loved swimming last time. And I love to play basketball. But I can't do all these things, so I move on to do other things. So that is where my friend Thomas asked me to play bowling with him. That's where I started playing bowling since.
BADS came into the picture when I was working at NSRCC. So I was bowling with the bowling nights, Friday league nights with the able-bodied. So there's this person, Francis. So he came to me and saw that I had crossed eyes. So he was asking me, am I visually impaired or is it a disability? So I mentioned to him that I'm since born. So he was the one who actually introduced me to BADS back in 2009. In BADS itself, there's a lot of funny and different kinds of character of people. So, I mean, being with them is like being with a family because we are all disabled in another way. One thing is we respect each other's disability, and when we are together, we don't feel that we are disabled.
Most of the time for us B1 bowlers, when I cannot see, we face a lot of frustration. Throughout all the coaches that taught me is practice. That's all they can tell me. Then eventually, practice is maybe for people who can see. And when I first played bowling, my one game I could get only 10 points, less than 10 points, 10 or so. And slowly I told myself, okay, my next target will be 30, 50, 80, 100. I even reached 170 to 180 as these 3 years goes. Because this is what I set my target for.
For me, in bowling, the obstacles that I face, not being able to see the arrows and the dotted lines for my target. I always have this double vision when I try to really focus and follow the ball movement. So that really affects me a lot.
Even for the little things, walking up the stairs, I had to use different perspective of walking up and walking down. And the challenges for my parents especially is to see their own son losing a sight and yet don't need their help.
Able body, I feel, is a lot of people very easily give up and they will drop what they want to go. But the disabled body, no. They will go all the way to achieve it. They will never give up. You can see the endurance is very good and they have a fighting spirit. This is able bodies to learn from them.
那个 NRCC， 我第一次去那边的时候，我整个会秀到，因为那边有10个 staircase， 人我需要人家来扛我下去。人那时候我第一次我还记得就是我们有好像3个 wheelchair 需要人家扛，可是第一个下去的时候就差一点 accidentally 跌下去了。然后那时候我也觉得有点怕，我跟我教练讲说我不要下去了，我人不舒服。然后最后他就讲说你放心，有我在，不会让你有任何的那个受伤的。最重要是我的女很 support 我，我第一个球也是她买给我的。然后有时候她还会用激将法来跟我讲说的，你拿不到这个牌的话，你就不要回来找我了。所以我有时候出国比赛的时候，我是被恐吓的。
Those two, I actually have a name for them. They are my little monster. With them around in my life, I always look forward to go back home as early as possible because I know that when I reach home, there's always 2 little monsters waiting for me at the door. For my family members, definitely my mom. Because my mom, she's always been there for me ever since young, and she always tell me to believe in whatever I want to do and do it fully and not half-heartedly and be true to myself. She always reminds me that always be true to yourself.
Everybody can do everything, whether you want to do it or not. When you first have a disability, you always think that I cannot do this, I cannot do that. Gradually, you realize that you can do as much. It's just different way.
不要看不起自己了，人的潜在力是很大的，只是你没有被人发现，或者你自己没有发现到而已。Maybe 有时候要有很正确的那个单在那边了，人家会早晚会发现你的。希望是在明天的，不可能是。假如东西发生在你身上之后了，不要觉得是绝望，你就把它当作是希望就好了。
Don't give up. It's not easy. I've gone through more than 20 years of my life. I would say you see more discouragement when you are in this situation. You'll face people who always want to say, you cannot see, why do? When you got to the other side of things, you'll know that if you can do it, if the other friend can do it, why can't I?
For me, I always keep this together with me. And the quote that I always tell myself whenever I face difficulties or whenever I'm struggling, I always take a deep breath and I always tell myself perseverance to excel. Because for us para-athletes, we need to do additional things, we need to work harder, we need to give more effort to achieve a certain level. So for me, perseverance is very crucial. so that we can excel.
The fears we don't face become our limits. So know your limits, but never stop trying to break them.